MusicRadio77.com.
Well, that's me. I'm qualified for something. It's 16 minutes now before 11 o'clock at CBS-FM. Good morning. It's Ron Lundy doing it one more time. My hero. Here's the idol. I'm just my hero and Joe. I used to listen to you on the radio when you were over at ORFM.
Is that when they shortened your shift or what?
I was just a little kid, and I used to hear you rocking and rolling on the radio. You and Bill Brown and all that bunch over there. Ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure. Here's Joe McCoy.
You were my idol, Ron. I just listened to you on WABC, and I said, God, if he can do it, I know I can. Only kidding, of course, Ron. Listen, I just wanted to read this, and it's from our former general manager, the lady that hired me, and actually, consequently, the lady who hired you, Ron Lundy.
Nancy.
This is from Nancy Woodman, and it says, Dear Ron, your last week, it doesn't seem possible. Thank you, my friend, for all the wonderful years. You have the warmest voice in the city, and I have treasured our friendship. Have a marvelous second act. You deserve it. Much love, Nancy. And I'm just going to say something real quick. I remember when we brought you here to fill in for Harry Harrison.
Yeah.
When Harry took a few days off. And, after you were on the radio and we all listened to you, and you sounded so great. And I went into Nancy's office and I said, Nancy, we've got to find room for this guy. We just got to make room for him on the radio station. And, you never know what to expect when you go into someone's office and it means more money that you're going to have to pay out. And she kind of looked at me and said, you're right. Let's hire him. Let's get him here somehow. Make it happen. And I just want to say 13 and a half years later, you made it happen.
Thank you.
And if I could just say anything, if I could make you stay just a little bit longer, I would.
Remember your favorite DJ. WCBS-FM.
Well, a whole lot of shaking going on. Shake it up one time for me. Oh, I just have a friend of mine for years and years and years of Dan and we used to see him so much, and always liked you, Jim. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, Ron, except I'm really, really sad today listening to the show because for the past 31 years, this big giant city has been a nicer place because you've been on the air every day. It really has.
Well, Jim Kerr, thank you so much. I remember when you first came to New York. Now, I know that you were the youngest I have ever seen in my life. You don't have to tell me how young you were, but I know you were in your early 20s.
I was 21.
Right, I knew that.
And I was scared to death, and you were just so nice to me when I was a new arrival in town, and I will never forget those kindnesses that you extended to me way back in March of '74. I mean, you were on the biggest station in the nation, and I was working at the little FM station down the hall, and you couldn't have been nicer.
Well, Jim, thank you. Thank you for remembering me on this day, because I'll never forget you, and all the guys back there, and at WPLJ-FM.
And enjoy all the boating on the mighty Mississippi.
Oh, absolutely. I will do that.
Okay.
Hey, listen, good luck to you, and I just wish you the best things on this earth, Jim.
Hey, you brightened up millions of lives.
Thank you. Okay, and I'll see you again. Okay, Jim Kerr, ladies and gentlemen. Bye, Jim.
Bye.
I wanted CBS.
Ron Lundy, CBS-FM. Heart and soul. All my heart and soul. All my heart and soul.
Yeah, I know I should have been a singer. It's 3 minutes now before... It's 3 minutes now before 11 o'clock at CBS-FM 101.1. This is Ron Lundy. And one of my friends, one of my colleagues, worked with him, see him a lot, love this man, Ed Bear. Ed, how you doing?
Hey, Ronnie, I just want to call to wish you the best, old buddy.
You know, you still sound like you're 17 years old on WMCA Rocking and Rolling on Saturday afternoon.
Well, I still am 17.
I know you are.
And I'm listening to you driving home from work, as I do every morning, Monday through Friday, and I wanted to be among the millions of people that are listening this morning at CBS-FM and wish you the very best. And, you know, even though we were competitors back in the 60s, you were one of those dreaded All-Americans. You're still going to be one of the good guys in my book, buddy, and I mean that sincerely.
Well, you're just the finest person, Ed, and thank you so much. Oh, and listen, we'll do lunch one day.
All right, I just want you to remember, though, when you get that Social Security check every month.
Yeah.
That part of that money's coming out of my paycheck.
Okay, I love it. And don't you think I ain't taking my Social Security early, too, you know? Hey, thank you, Ed. I just got my last check, by the way, here at CBS. Now, that hurts.
All right, baby.
Okay, you take care of yourself now.
Best to stay well.
I will.
Bye-bye, Roddy.
Oh, I just have one of the nicest ladies here that just came by, Kathleen Maloney. Kathy, it is so good to see you, darling. I haven't seen you in so long.
I wouldn't have missed this for the world.
You know, I got your letter. It was just so nice. I know that everybody knows Kathleen Maloney. She's one of the best newscasters ever, and the first woman that I ever worked with on the radio in a real professional type instead of a interview type thing. But Kathy did news for me, and I just thought you were just terrific.
Well, I tell you, I was scared to death working with you guys who were, by the time I got there, I mean, I grew up listening to you guys. But working with Ron, he made me feel like one of the gang right away.
You were one of the gang.
Oh, he used to bring me in that bag of donuts every Saturday morning, just about when I was dragging from being there at 4 a.m.
Oh.
Big smile. Hi, how you doing? Hand me that bag of donuts. You were just the best, Ron, and you still are, and you have some nerve for retiring.
I know, but I have to do these things because Joe told me, he said, I don't want you to retire, but I don't want you to wear out your welcome either. This is Joe Bob McCoy. I'm talking about my program director, the hero of my life. You know, yes. He said, just don't wear out your welcome.
You don't have to say those things anymore.
Oh, really?
You don't have to say them anymore.
You mean?
You can tell the truth now.
Kathy, it is so good. You just never know how good it is to see you. You know, did you see Dan? He's here.
Oh, yeah.
Chuck Leonard was in a few minutes ago.
I missed Chuck because you two guys on Saturday morning used to get me into so much trouble. I was supposed
I can't imagine that.
I was supposed to do the news and only the news, and they would start fooling around in the middle of the news, and I'm the one who got dragged into Rick Sklar's office every Monday morning. Not you two.
I told Rick, listen, I'll tell you something. Dan and me both. After Rick, if they hired you and you went on the air, I said, well, welcome to the 70s. And really, he said, what do you mean, Ron? I said, thanks for getting Kathleen Maloney on this radio station. He said, it sounds great, man. And
I hate to say it, but I don't think Harry was too happy about it.
Oh, Harry.
I think he had the hardest time.
Oh, I didn't mean to say that like that, but Joe is holding a note over here for me. What is this now? Okay. Kathleen, you hang on just a second here. Let me find out. Harry loved you. Are you serious? I'll get right back to you in just a second, okay?
Ron Lundy. Flashback 1987. Is good through August 31st, 1987.
I want to blast off everybody.
Okay.
Imagine this job.
Ain't that the truth, Willard? You got that right. Brotherhood of Man. Just a couple of crazy kids from the west side of Manhattan. I love it. I had a good time today.
I want to.
I gotta see you again Monday morning. News is next, and then it's Bobby J.
Goodbye.
Woke up this morning, baby.
Goodbye forever.
Willard 101 WCBS.
Well, now that's great, to bring Willard's jingle back on my last day. That's just great. Thank you very much. That just sounded so good to hear Willard. He's going to drop in a little bit later, okay? He'll be in about 10 minutes to 12 or something. I tell you, just as a rule, I don't really like politicians much, but I love this man. This is Rudolph Giuliani. Rudy, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I didn't want to miss this opportunity to tell you how much you've brought to New York City and how much everyone here loves you and how much we're going to miss you and wish you the very best.
Well, you know that I wish you the best. Always have. You know, when you were prosecuting all the way through your career, I just thought you were just a fine fella. And I just thank you so much for, giving us a call. I do appreciate it, Rudy. I really do.
Congratulations.
And listen, thank you for the
terrific career.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely great.
Thank you. And listen, yours ain't been bad either. And it's going to get better. Okay, listen, when I'm down on the farm one day, I want to pick this up, I just want to pick up the paper and see where you've just done just even greater things, if that's possible, for this city or wherever you might decide to go.
Thank you, and all the very best.
Thank you, Mayor Giuliani. Well, I think I'm going to play the Ron Lundy theme song now. Oh, wait a minute, no, it's not time to go. Well, soon, very soon. All right, here's Glenn Campbell. Southern Night. That's me. Well, it used to be me.
Good morning, everybody. It's 10 o'clock on WABC on this Monday morning. He's something else. And he's here every morning, from 6 to 10, the Harry Harrison Show on WABC Radio, and these are the Vogues.
Man, now, that was a long time ago.
Whatever happened to those guys?
I don't know. They're outside. One has a guitar, one has a banjo, and they got their little case open, and people throwing quarters in. I don't know, Harry.
I got very sentimental this morning when you came on and I left the air. I don't want to start to kind of tearing again, but this is a pretty sentimental day, and the faxes are coming in, and the phone is ringing, and you have television people here.
I'm going to be on Maury's story.
Oh, I watch him all the time.
Yeah, I do too.
But I mentioned this morning as I went off the air that you are a legend, but I don't think you really believed it, and I don't think you really acted like it, but you are.
Thank you, Harry.
And it was a pleasure to work almost 30 years.
Yeah.
I was saying Ron Lundy is coming up next on WABC and CBS-FM. We're really going to miss you, buddy.
Well, I'm going to miss you, Harry. You're right, 30 years over at ABC and 13 and a half years here, and it's just, I tell you, between you, I could take, time with you and with Dan and Bill Brown, and that would about do my career, especially you. 30 years, really.
I know.
Bless your heart. And, like I said this morning, my love to your beautiful wife, Pat. She is such a darling woman, and those fine kids of yours,
Who remembers sitting on your lap at WABC?
Bless your heart. Patrick called me last night, Bless his heart. He is such a fine young man. And Michael and Patty, and it's just so good.
Well, everybody loves you, Ron. You can see that. You're surrounded by love everywhere.
Well, thank you, Harry. And I'll never forget you. I'll be talking to you and seeing you, but even if it wasn't for that, I'd never forget you.
Well, thank you.
I love you.
Okay. I love you too.
Okay, buddy. Thank you so much. Harry Harrison, he is the morning mayor. Rudy Giuliani called.
I just heard the other mayor called.
Yeah, the other mayor called in. I said, excuse me, wait just a second. I says, where's the morning mayor? And there's Harry. But I wished him luck, for all of us and good stuff. And Harry, thank you. Thank you very much. Bless his heart. Harry Harrison is, well, what can I say? He's the best. I can't help but remember going back, and I do not like to dwell in the past at all, but I cannot help but remember going back, Harry, with the Beatles, and with John Lennon, and then the way we're at the microphone with the knees bent, and all this stuff, and Paul McCartney shaking his little long hair, which was very long for those days.
For those days it was.
I'm telling you, and Ringo and help me.
Paul,
George Harrison, absolutely.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
And, those people do not realize how big in this business, and you guys know because Lord knows we were all there, how big Elvis was. Was there anybody ever any bigger than Elvis Presley?
Certainly in later years.
Boy. And of course, the Beatles.
It's slow.
God help me! What, 45 minutes to go?
It's slow release, like your medication.
Harry, you knew he was going to do something bad, right? Huh? Elvis! No, now stop it. Come on now. All right. Hey, listen, Harry, do you remember Jeff Berman?
Yeah,
Jeff. Well, Jeff used to be with us over across the street.
What is he doing now?
He has a
Soundhound. One of the best studios in New York. Absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, we were trying to get to him on the phone a while ago, and we got cut off. But good speed, good luck, and all your good stuff from your buddy Jeff. Well, thank you, Jeff Berman. Bless your heart. A lot of good times with old Jeff.
Best
I come back from your house when you were living out in Oyster Bay Cove.
Mm-hmm.
I came back on the train one night with Jeff and his wife and Shirley and me. We were out there and it was late, and I never will forget that. He left me standing on one of those train stops there for about an hour.
He told me he threw you off the train.
He did. He ran away and left me, and I'm still standing there waiting for a train. And no trains come by till 5 o'clock in the morning. Nobody ever tells me anything.
He didn't know that you were a rowdy guy.
Yeah. Thank you, Jeff. Good to hear from you. It really is. I just feel so blessed today. You know, it's nobody in the world has had a better career in radioing than me. And Harry, you know, bless your heart, you and Dan and cousin and Herb Oscar called me this morning.
I heard Herb.
Yeah, and
I'm going to the vault now, Ron.
He didn't sing hello again.
No, he didn't. No, but he tried. But Joe told him not to.
Cut him off.
No singing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Joe told me if he started singing again, then he couldn't come up for the jockey greats. And he said, "Oh, okay." It was.
I'll count my money. Thank you, Herb.
I have worked for the greatest people in this business. I have been so fortunate, but I tell you, I have worked with the best disc jockeys ever. Now, you talk about legends and Hall of Famers, Dan Ingram and Harry Harrison and Cousin and all these. They're going to go right down in the in just the top echelon because
Ron,
they are the best, man. They are the best.
Ron,
yes.
I've got to correct something. I heard This Is Your Life, Ron Lundy, in the first half hour of your show.
Yes.
It said that we met in St. Louis. We didn't meet.
No, we met in Dallas. Big D, little A, double LAS.
Because I got that wonderful tape from Fort Wayne, Indiana. This guy named Ron Mundy at Fort Wayne, Indiana, and we knew we had to hire him, and that's how we found you, right?
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
That wasn't you, Ron?
No, that wasn't me.
You mean all these years I hired the wrong guy?
I just come in.
Lord.
I came into the radio station, Harry, down in Dallas, where Dan was working to get his autograph. He said,
really?
Ron Mundy.
Hey.
I said, no, Lundy. He said, I must have misunderstood the name. He said, you got the job. I said, well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
We got you out of town immediately. Sent you to St. Louis.
I got to tell you one more. I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to tell you one more story about Dan in Dallas.
Oh, God, no.
Dan does Dallas.
Dan, I'm telling you, Dan does Dallas is right, Harry. We are, I was over for a weekend before they hired me. See, I thought I was going to work in Dallas, but they'd hired me for St. Louis. I didn't know that. But Dan was a program director, and this gentleman named Bob Whitney was like the national program director.
I remember that.
And we were all, Dan had this greatest car, and you guys will really appreciate this. Dan had a 1957 Chevy convertible.
Black and black.
And I mean, this was a car that, you know, that you talk about Nicole Kidman and these people. You could die for that car. And Dan, and we had the top down. Of course, you have the top down in Dallas in January. You know, it is hot. But anyway, we pull up to the traffic light and stops, and Dan stands up. And it's, you know, people all around us and everybody, right. Big Dan, and all this stuff. And I'm sitting there, and I'm just sort of trying to hide. You know, I'm just trying to slip down and hide. And then Dan reaches up and he takes his fist. It's like Babe Ruth, you know, when he was pointing at the center field. But Dan takes his fist and holds it up and says, "I'll lick you, Dallas." And sat down and zoomed, took off 100 miles an hour right through the traffic light.
Really?
He don't love you,
and he never will.
Like I love you. He don't love you, and he never will. Like I love you,
and he never will. Like I love you. By golly, that's Ron Lundy. Good morning. I sort of forget every so often. I'm talking to so many people here. This is like you talk about. This is like Christmas Carol. You know, they're all appearing now out of a mist. It's 11:21. It's CBS-FM 101.1. And Dan Daniel, bless your heart. It is so nice to have you come in. And before you say anything, I just want you to know that the people that are writing and faxing, they tell me they're so glad that you're going to be doing the show, and ain't nobody in the world any happier than I am, because I think you're just one of the finest young men I've ever known in my life.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying young man.
Well, you are young. You are young.
Absolutely, young at heart, but certainly no more young at heart than you are.
Thank you. And I just wish you all the luck in the world on the show, and I tell you, but you know this. I mean, you've been in New York radio since when? 61?
61, 36 years.
I'm telling you, you know these fine people as well as I do. You know, you're going to slip right in. It's going to be like they'll say, "Well, where's Ron?" Oh, good.
No. One of the few times we've ever been alone was the other day in the announcers' lounge, and I said, one of these days, Ron, there's going to be somebody who asked a trivia question on the radio. Who took Ron Lundy's place? And a lot of people are going to come up with the wrong answer because they're going to say Dan Daniel, and the real answer is nobody. I'll be there following Harry tomorrow morning on 101.1 CBS-FM, but nobody will ever take your place.
Well, we just can't seem to get away from Harry, We just...
That's right.
Worked with him all these years over at WMCA, and here we are at CBS-FM.
That's right. Back again, the good guy. Dan is so tall, When he falls down, he's in Jersey. Unbelievable. He was always tall. When he first came here with the good guys, and now he's here.
I lie about my height, though.
Yeah. Dan, Harry, a while ago, Ed Baer called.
I heard that.
And Ed was on his way home from work. He always listens to the radio station, and he works here a lot too. But he was saying about we were competition. I just never thought of competition. I just never ever thought of competition. I just never thought of you guys as competition.
Well, it was friendly.
I just thought that you were friends, and we were all on the radio where we're playing the same music. And now, if somebody, it's like in a family, you can fight and do all this.
Sure.
But if somebody really, right, absolutely,
well, you have
you're still family.
But you have meetings, you have program directors and sales managers and general managers, and you look at the ratings and you say, well, we want to beat those guys. But actually, when we were in the studio, we really only were thinking about one person on the other side of that microphone. All those listeners out there, one by one. Brucey, get in here.
I don't believe it.
Oh no!
I'm standing with a good guy.
What did I say about no competition?
We started this with competition. We're going to end this with competition. He was in the enemy camp, and I got to tell you something. There's not a better person that I think can fill this. There's no one's going to fill your shoes, but I am so thrilled that this man is here, even though he was a good guy. And I know we all wish him luck.
Well, listen, if I could get anybody else's blessing other than yours, Ron's, and yours, Harry, Cousin Brucey, yours is it.
Well, Dan's here somewhere.
Where's Ingram? Where's Ingram?
Notice he didn't mention Ingram's name.
Right. He's not in the room. He's not in the line of sight.
Where'd he go? He was here a minute ago. Come here, Dan.
We locked him in the bathroom.
You know what? I'm amazed. I left here last night. How did Joe McCoy build this balcony?
Where's Ingram?
We have 2,000 members of the press here.
The original I-Man right here.
Hi, Irv. Come on over here and get in this picture.
Ingram,
Joe
get
McCoy,
over here.
come on, get over here.
Good Lord, you have everybody who's somebody here.
Mr. Music,
and Bruce too.
Come on, Norm.
I'm the only one here I've never heard of.
Bless your heart. Irv, come here.
Got a suit on. I got my jacket.
How's Ida?
Bruce has got his CIA camera.
Yeah, we're good. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hey, guys. Wait, remember this. We're on the radio.
Oh, right. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Bless your heart. Joe McCoy always has his finger on the pulse. He knows exactly what's going on. Yeah. I must tell Irv this. Irv.
You're fired.
I'm going to be a Maury story.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
That's on the highlight reel.
Let's go to the video, right? Let's go to something. Go ahead.
A Chinese proverb states that we all have at the Manhattan Mall.
Remember your favorite DJ. Ron Lundy. 101 CBS-FM.